Three presidential aspirants, including former Lagos State Governor Osibanjo Bola Tinubu, Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, and former Minister of Transportation Mr. Rotimi Amechi, were ahead in last night's special convention of the All Progressive Congress (APC), which held at Eagle Square in Abuja. While six aspirants stepped down for Tinubu, one stepped down for Osibanjo, but Amechi put up a strong defense of his aspiration. This is even as President Muhammadu Buhari, in his address, urged members of the party to remain united and avoid acrimony. The president, who spoke to the delegates before the voting to elect the presidential candidate commenced, urged party officials and delegates to follow due process and abide by all extant laws and regulations pertaining to election of the party flag bearer. In his words, "My fellow party members and compatriots, I commend you for your various roles and contributions towards the successful conduct of the various APC primaries across the nation. I commend the party stakeholders, officials, organs, and Abdullahi Adamu, National Working Committee. I commend your efforts in organizing party exercises and urge you not to rest on our achievements so far. Now we have a big task ahead, the special convention for the presidential primary. I congratulate all the winners, our newly emerged party flag bearers so far for the 2023 general elections, and urge you to be magnanimous in victory, particularly towards your fellow aspirants who conceded to you. I urge you at all times to abide by party rules and follow party reconciliation processes. In every competitive event, there are bound to be winners and runners-up, and as such, all the aspirants who lost or conceded at the primaries, I equally urge you to maintain the spirit of sportsmanship and to stand by your great party, our great party, for the next challenges ahead. As we go into the presidential primary, I urge all to keep the same spirit. We must avoid acrimony and maintain the spirit of sportsmanship. The critical task ahead of the Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee remains to continue to forge the unity of purpose among party members and to keep securing needed compromises in the interest of our great party. I enjoin all of you to be fair to all and to create a level playing field for all the presidential aspirants in the coming crucial party exercise. Please follow due process in all the party decisions, and I call on all party members, particularly the party officials and delegates, to abide by all extant laws, rules, and regulations, and to consider voting for the presidential candidate with the best chances of securing victory for our great party in the coming general elections. On governance issues and how his administration has steered the ship of state in the last 7 years, the president said, "Many people have short memories, but let us remember the situations we inherited. A nearly dead economy in spite of oil being over $100 per barrel for many years, vast area of our country under insurgent control, salaries, wages, pensions unpaid for months in many states, problems were left unattended or ignored, infrastructure left to decay. Internationally, we were despised. Your APC government has changed all that. Our response to any new challenges, whether banditry, kidnapping, insurgency, has been prompt and head-on. Rehabilitation of infrastructure has taken place on a massive scale. Our response to COVID-19 is second to none in Africa. We have made substantial progress in governance, in implementing reforms in democratic processes, and in social care. We are now respected in Africa and across the world. These major achievements by APC are historic and far-reaching. We now have to choose a leadership not just to win election next year, but to continue and improve on these landmarks. We must choose a knowledgeable, fair-minded nationalist with a very strong belief in unity of our nation, Nigeria, and strength of character and purpose to steer the country forward. We should not allow the PDP to drag the country backwards. Meanwhile, aspirants in the last-minute campaign as they asked delegates to vote for them. But in a curious twist of events, one of the presidential aspirants and immediate past Minister of State for Education, Mr. Chukwuemeka Nwanjoba, was absent from the convention. He was called upon at last 3 times to come and address the delegates, but he was nowhere to be found. There was no official explanation to his absence. Also speaking, Vice President Yemi Osibanjo advised delegates not to vote for someone they do not like. Osibanjo, who was the last to address the delegates, had a hectic time trying to calm his supporters who sang praises of him. For over 5 minutes, the crowd of enthusiastic supporters of the vice president disallowed him from speaking as they cheered him to high heavens. Addressing the delegates, he said, "I'm a Nigerian. I was born here. My parents were born here. I went to school here. I worked here all my life. You cannot wish this country well and vote for someone you don't believe in. So, our dear delegates, when you vote tonight, be sure and know that your votes carry the answer to the prayers you have prayed for the future of our country, our children. Over the past several weeks, I have gone the length and breadth of this country. I've engaged with you deeply and we have had wide-ranging consultations. We have reasoned together about the future of our country, and by the grace of God, I have served for the past 7 years as Vice President. I've seen firsthand the nuisance and complexities of the challenges that confront us as a nation. One thing is certain, our circumstances will not afford the next leader of our country any time to learn on the job. In discharging my duties as Vice President for the past 7 years, I've been prepared in the most profound ways for the tasks that lied ahead, and I'll be ready from day one." Also speaking, former Minister of Transportation Chibike Rotimi Amechi, who refused to step down, urged delegates to hire him for the job, but should also not hesitate to fire him should he fail to fulfill his electioneering pledges. Addressing the delegates, Amechi said, "Dear delegates, assess us by our contributions. Do not assess us by how much we are being here, because if you assess us by how much we bring here, ask all of us what is our source of revenue. How did we get all those funds? The problem of Nigerian state is all of us. Nigerian politicians will come and talk to you, bring out money, and we accept them. 4 years after, they will come back and still make the same promises. Do not vote for me if I lied to you. Do not vote for me if I have not performed, but I have performed." In his remarks, former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu said he was the best among the aspirants to take the country to the next level. He said, "Today, we as members of the All Progressive Congress gather both in celebration and in stern test of our democratic fitness. We have all waited and worked for this day to come. Now it's upon us. We must all rise to the occasion. We now stand before all Nigerians. We have always said this party may well be the last best hope for Nigeria to attain its finest destiny. Thus, we shall use this convention to show the world that the APC celebrates democracy by faithfully practicing it. Soon, we will freely and fairly nominate the person to follow President Buhari as our next standard bearer. For you delegates, this is a heavy responsibility. I know you will meet this duty with the seriousness it deserves." This convention also marks the end of the first phase of the 2023 election cycle. This primary season has been one of intense competition among those who aspire to the nomination. I commend the other aspirants for the dignity and zeal which they have conducted their campaign. Such strong, persistent competition will make us better as a party. But by today's end, you would have selected a party's candidate. We shall then enter the terrain of the general election. To win, we must emerge from today a unified force focused on cooperation and shared victory. As President Buhari had said, our party's objective must be to triumph in next year's election at all levels. The candidate you select must deliver victory in the national elections and have the personal gravity and national recognition to pull us to victory in the state and local elections as well. He must instill a sense of victory and confidence. Moreover, the candidate must unite Nigerians of all walks of life from all parts of the country. He must have the experience, leadership, knowledge, and extensive personal contacts to steer a diverse, complicated Nigeria through this challenging period in a dynamic world. The other candidates are all good men, but I sincerely believe I'm the person this moment calls for. I have the expertise, my record for corporate leadership, my financial expertise, and my experience as an executive governor make me unique among the aspirants, giving me the requisite skills to accelerate progressive reforms that will change the face of the national economy. I humbly ask that you nominate me as the party's presidential candidate. Together, we shall forge an even better party and a greater Nigeria.